All right, welcome everyone to our first interview at Coachella this year. Jack Skahan, huge favorite of the Aftershock and the Quakes Epicenter fans. Jack, how are things? How are you enjoying Coachella so far?
Good. It's good. It's going well. The team looks good. I mean, the new guys, obviously, it makes a difference. They come in and there's like an energy when new players come in, especially when you think that they're good. And I feel that way about these guys. And it's going well. It's nice to be here in the heat, in the sun. The Bay Area was getting kind of old recently. And our field was kind of going through it with all the rain, but it's good to be here.
So we're wondering what your favorite and least favorite parts of preseason camp are.
I mean, my favorite part, other than like being with the team again, like that is definitely the best part, is because, I've been on the team for 4 years. Like, they're really good friends on this team. But it's the games here for sure the best part. The worst part's like all the fitness stuff in the beginning, like the physicals. It's just kind of a drag. When you get to the point at the end of the off season when you're ready to go, then you just kind of like a few days of physicals, and that's the worst part.
You're just like, let me touch a ball.
Yeah, let me play.
Yeah,
I just want to play.
That's what soccer's about,
Yeah.
right? It's chasing the ball around.
You would think so.
Yeah, you think. So you had such a great 2023, despite a couple injuries, and we've talked to you a little bit about this before, but it almost felt like a breakout year for you in a way of making your case as someone who should get regular playing time on this team. Starter upside for sure, if not a regular starter at some point. But, you scored in the Cali Classico. You had some really big moments. You were going huge, great guns until a couple injuries kind of got you. And I was there in Portland when you went down in Leagues Cup, and you were controlling the pace of the game. You were really pushing that back line. And it was just great to see, because we talked with you before, gotten to know you a bit. And you had just performed so well on like the Open Cup stage and some of those types of opportunities. But now to do it on a stage like the Cali Classico, how satisfying was it for you? And also, do you feel that you've made the case coming into this year, or you definitely still have to make that case?
Yeah, it was satisfying because it was so long. Like, it was tough at the first few years at points, because there were times where I knew I thought I should have been playing, especially at times when the team wasn't performing. And not that I would have gone in and like made the huge difference that would have changed anything, but I thought I could have contributed. And there's coaching changes and interim coaches and things like that. Like, sometimes it falls your way and sometimes it doesn't. And then Lucci comes and for whatever reason gave me an opportunity, at that point halfway through the season. And I was just happy to take it, to play the way I thought I could play. Because you can go into these games and not play the way you can, and then that's it. Like, that's kind of the opportunity, and I was just glad to take advantage of it. And so I was satisfied with it. The injury sucked. Like, that was brutal, especially knowing that I felt I was just going to continue to play better. I was feeling really good in front of the goal, which for me is kind of like where I feel most comfortable, is in front of the goal. And so that was disappointing. But I think I made a case that I should have an opportunity. But I'm not, Christian. Like, that's a different story, obviously. But I think I gave myself the opportunity to have an opportunity. Like, not an opportunity to just still be on the team, but an opportunity to have an opportunity to play significant minutes.
So you say that you feel most uncomfortable in front of goal. When you look at the lineup, nominally, you've been playing in a number 10 role, but you also like to press the back line, like to step up the pressure, like to make runs in behind. What exactly is the role that you feel most comfortable in with this team? Do you identify with the number 10 position, or do you see yourself almost as a second forward?
I think it's a 10 because of all the training I did with Matthias, which at that point it was a lower center mid. Mm-hmm. And all the training, I wasn't many games with Matthias, but his trainings, especially for midfielders, because he was one where that's for me where I became a center mid, was practicing with him. And so I feel comfortable coming low if we need it, to bounce out or to try to control the game and maintain the ball. But like, that 10 can go either way, right? So like, that's why I would say 10 is I feel comfortable on the back line too. Making the runs in behind is like my natural gift in soccer, is just the ability to run and the athleticism. And like I said, from the 10, especially if you can play well with the forward, like J-Bo and I have a good relationship, you can get each other in front of goal, and we both feel like we can, give us the ball somewhere in the box. There's a chance it goes in.
Is there a game from last season where you're like, that was my game? If you want to look at the tape, this is the game where I feel like I was able to play that role exactly the way I wanted?
That's a good question. Probably Seattle. Mm-hmm. And it was just really a couple moments in that game. Like, I don't think I had the best game, but there were a couple moments where you could see where I was able to break through their midfield, which is, as a midfielder, is what I'm good at, is using the speed to get past like a 6. And then breaking forward and giving Jabo an opportunity to win a penalty. The pressing in that game, we figured it out. Pressing from the 10 spot is probably one of, I don't know this, but probably one of the reasons Lucci likes me at the 10 is the press.
It's one of the reasons we like you at the 10.
Yeah. Well, that just comes back to the ability
to run.
His
favorite thing is how you guys press in every game and how that press is set up and how to change it from game to game. It's like the most important aspect of the game, at least from our conversations.
I see it that way in a lot of ways. I think it's, one of the most valuable things you can do in soccer to score is you press, and you might not win it, but someone behind you wins it, and immediately you're running behind. Like, if they can find that pass behind, you're one-on-one with the keeper. And so it's, it might not be the best looking soccer, but that's the way I like to see it. And so it'd probably be the Seattle game. The LAFC game was really cool because we were there, and to do that in someone else's stadium is, and for your own confidence, it's like, well, I had a great pass. Christian finished it, but I had a pass to him in LAFC that, probably most people didn't think I could do.
Yeah, which is always great when you show people something they haven't seen before. And we can see it because, like I mentioned, you're a favorite of our show, The Aftershock. Alex and I are kind of considered two of your biggest fans. Everyone knows that, we always pick out the good stuff that you do. But the fans notice it too. And there's always like, did you see that pass that Jack made? Well, I really like that run that he made and those things that he did. And ultimately, all this has led to you getting a new contract. Really, you've been extending your initial contract every year in MLS so far. Now you've earned that opportunity, and it had to go through a couple of the MLS mechanisms, but you had that opportunity. You now actually have your first full MLS contract. How does that feel to you? And just tell us a little bit about the whole process in the offseason.
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, because you said it, like every year was essentially hanging onto a thread. Am I going to play soccer for a living or not? And then, you get to the point where this is the first time you're on the team for more than a year, which is, it changes your outlook a little bit. Like, it doesn't feel the same. It feels different. You feel like you're a more important piece of the team, obviously. But it was great. I mean, really, like the whole offseason process, like, I honestly have nothing to do with it. Like, my agent will kind of tell me what's going on. But I mean, I was just happy to sign it and to get back, because I also, I want to be a part of this team because I think we're good. And I've been with some of these guys in the core of this team for so long now. Like, I think we're a good team.
Well, for the second time, thanks for stopping by the Aftershock. Great to talk to you again. Congratulations on the new contract.
Thank you.
And here's to the best for 2024.
Thank you. Hope so too.